channel, everybody. I'm Lady Nika, and with the have and the have-nots. This is season. I think this is the season finale. Yeah, it is the season finale. I don't know if it's episode. Is it the season finale of season 4 or 5? Child knows. It's called 48 Hours. It'll be in the description box when I get it down there and everything. But yeah, this was it, and I ain't gonna lie. This was a damn good episode. I enjoyed myself. I was on the edge of my seat. I was so into this episode when it went to commercial. Child, I thought I was gonna miss something. I was scared to go pee. But yeah, let's get right on into it, child, because I want to be as thorough as possible, because child, we won't get these people back until June, honey, and ain't no telling what Nika gonna be doing in June. If she gonna pick it back up, let me stop lying. To show us breath in my body, and I can get on this camera, child, I'll be back for the rest of it. But anyway, we open up with war at Candace's place. Now, this is my thing. Why in the world? I know that it's a nice neighborhood. I know this. We see this by the outside decor. You can always tell the hood from the good neighborhood. But my question is, why Candace's doors always open? My children be trying to pull that shit, and you know, we live in a fairly decent neighborhood, but goddamn, I mean, you know, it's just always been my thing to lock my door, but she ain't lock her door, child, and wore up in there talking about come here. Yes, God, honey, he in there telling her to come here, cause remember, he seen her down at Benny place, and he overheard her saying don't do that, you know, don't work with War, when he was saying he wanted to. Well, when she does come clip next to him, he slapped her ass to the couch. Oh yeah, this the one I don't cuss in. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep it to a minimum then. Okay, he slapped her ass to the couch and asked her why she told Benny not to work with him, and she said, I'm trying to protect him. And he said just as he was getting ready to tell her to do something, I think he was finna try that rape stuff with her again. Erica knocked at that door, and she knew that she was about to get got, so she heard him say, come in. So Erica comes on up in there, and Candace introduces her to War. And Erica saying that you need to come on, we got to go handle something or something like that. And Candace said they need to go handle the business, so that's to get rid of War. He decides to tell Candy come walk him to the door, right? She walk him to that door, and he tell her that since she want to act like she did over there at the Benny place, your time has now changed to 48 hours. You got 48 hours to come up with my money, or okay, we know what mean, okay? And she said okay, and then he tells Erica about child. He talked to Erica like he had good sense, but like he wasn't no thug type. But child, I know how it is. We can't go in and out of character as necessary. But anyway, Candace come back in the house, and she noticed that Erica is visibly worried to the point where she's shaking, and she trying to play it off saying that she just worried about Candace, but Candace know the game too. She's like, nah, girl, it's something a little bit more than that. And that's when she reveals to Candace that he didn't even recognize me. She said, you remember the girl Jasmine I told you that he mutilated over $700? That was my sister. And to see him come up in here and he act like he didn't even remember me. I had just got in town, but he's met me before and he didn't even remember me. Now, let's pause for a minute, because let's go back. Now, this either some faulty writing on Tyler part, or else we tripping. And I don't think I'm tripping, because I be really watching this. But didn't that girl say, when Candace told her that she owed War that $1 million, did that girl not sit in Candace's bedroom because they was drinking some wine, and she said, do you remember what he did to Jasmine and Tiffany? She spoke about War as if they had kind of like grew up together in the hood, or, you know, some kind of way they had affiliation, like all of them. I don't know. But yeah, she did that. I was confused about that. Really, really confused about that. She told Candace, girl, you need to go on do what you got to do, because I told you he brutally beat my sister and killed her over $700. So imagine what he gonna do to you. Candace saying that Erica got them papers. She want her to go on and file them paperwork, that forged ass mortgage stuff, so that she can get that money. And she using the situation with Ward to make Candace more vigilant of it. Well, Candace say she gonna tend to that, but she need to go get her son. And that's when Erica told her, girl, you don't need to bring your son into here. You already got Ward running around here saying he gonna kill you. You don't know what he's gonna do. And the worst thing, you would not want your child to be in that situation. Leave him with Hannah. He done did fine without you all that time. Candace ain't trying to hit it. She want to go get her son. She told him, look, what you need to do is you need to take these mortgage papers down here to this bank so that you can get this money before you bring your child into this situation, because you don't know what this man is going to do. We know that he's capable of doing a lot of dirty things, and you don't want your child involved in that. Candace still want to go get her son. Next, we see David go see Jim, and he asking Jim to call off the heat. He goes so far as to give Jim his cell phone number, and Jim is like, what are you talking about? He's like, call it off. He said, so you gonna really just come in here in this situation, in this atmosphere here, and start, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, what is Veronica's address? He said, I don't know. And he telling Jim, you know, you need to tell me what's going on. You need to call it off, or you need to give me her address. Jim said he didn't know what he was talking about. So David gonna say, if a hair on my wife's head is harmed, child, I must have felt like, because why did Jim have Veronica $8,000 quaff? He telling that man, even behind bars, I got power. And David looking at him, telling him like, baby, you sitting behind bars with a wig in your hand, and you stating that you are all powerful. Well, you know Jim, he quick with it. He said, and you outside free and don't even know your wife's address. What he do? He said it's too late. He ain't calling nobody. So old David decides to tell Jim, give him back his phone, which Jim does. And he stood there. He said, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to wait. And if I get a phone call saying that a hair on my wife's head has been harmed, I'm going to come in this cell and I'm going to kill you. Jim said, ooh, I'm scared. And he had that wig up on his hand. He said, the hair on my head is standing up. Jim ain't scared of David with that shit. David also tried to pull that I testify on you against you, not your son, if you don't tell me, call his hit off my wife or tell me her address. And Jim said, well, that's a two-way street, because we both have done things. So if you open up that can of worm, then we're going to open it all the way up and you will go down too. And obviously, Jim must have the upper hand in this situation, because we saw David leave it completely the hell alone. Child. Next we see Lloyd the banker, and he over there talking with Candace about these mortgage papers she got. Candace done forged W-2s and everything. He asking her about her line of work, and she told him she was in the foreign import-export business. But he said that everything looked like it would go through, because she got collateral and everything. And she asking him, can you get this done in 48 hours? And he said, no bank can do that. He said it's a procedure it's a process we have to go through. And she agrees to it and leaves. And before he asked her, do you want to continue on, because you seem like you need the money early? Well, she said, go on, continue on with it. But you could tell she looked crazy, because she did not want to hear, I gotta wait 30 days, because I don't think she got 30. She can't even play him for 30 days, but we gonna see. Well, she leaves after she tell him to continue the process on. Oh, Lord, the banker gets on the phone with Jim lawyer and say he needs to be able to get in to see Jim Cryer. The plot thickens, y'all. Catherine goes over the scene of the night. Catherine go over there to DA girl. She telling her to call Wyatt, because he has a new number and she don't know it, and she needs to know if her son is okay. Is there anything wrong? Jennifer at first said like she didn't want to do it. No, girl told her, I told you, because she finally did call. She got his voicemail. Catherine said, I told you, my son is a drug addict, and you just gave a meth head, a cocaine head, and I think she said pills I'm not certain, but I know she said he got a lot of fucking addictions, okay? And she said you done released that kind of money to him. She said Jennifer went to talk about where he passed the drug test. Catherine took some little box or something out of her purse and threw it at her. Jennifer said, don't be throwing nothing at me. She said, pick it up. She picked it up. She said, you know what that is? She said, this is a device thought of by some smart college student to where all they have to do is pee through this filter and it removes any of the impurities that may be in his urine, up to and including drugs. So that's how he was able to do what he did and pass them drug tests that you had him going on. She asked Jennifer then, she said, are you an overachiever? You ain't got no kids, son. She said, you must be one of them overachievers that can't have no kids. That's why you got your eggs stored up in this clinic you used to work for in Washington, child. Now, Jennifer won't know how you know all my business. She said, baby, that ain't no business for Catherine Cryer, okay? That ain't no business for Catherine Cryer. Well, she told her basically, if something happened to my boy, something gonna happen to you. Jennifer said it's a federal offense to threaten an officer of the court. Catherine said, well, let me make it more clear then. So if I'm gonna be in trouble, let me go and get in trouble all the way. She said, bitch, I will kill you. I will have you killed in the streets if a harm comes to my only living child. She said, if something happened to my son, it ain't gonna be nowhere in this world that you, your family, or your eggs can hide from me. She said, what I suggest you do is find my son. Oh, Jennifer was scared. Catherine had shook her whole spirit, okay? When Catherine walked out that office, you could visibly see that Jennifer was all discombobulated. She had done been shook by that woman's word because she knew at that point she done messed up. So she tried to call Wyatt and got his voicemail yet again, okay? So then she called somebody she called by the name of John and asking about the warrant to track his phone. She telling them she need that today. Child, she's scared. She's scared. That's what happened when you sit up there and go for the bull. Next, we see Hannah showing up at Candace's house looking for Candace concerning Quincy's guardianship. Benny there trying to stall her from coming in, but she pushes her way in and she see Michael, Benny, Candace, and I think that little girl's mama and that lawyer. No, I think it was just the grandfather, Benny, Candace, and the lawyer that was there. And Hannah want to know what's going on. So Michael say, well, they want me to join this lawsuit that they're going to file against the Cryers concerning Wyatt being hit and hurt. Benny being hit and hurt and my granddaughter being killed. Hannah looked at Benny and said, he's not suing them people. And Benny was like, well, Mama, I've been talking to the lawyer and he said I should receive some money for my pain and suffering. She looked at him and said, everybody get out. Candace trying to tell her, this is my house, Hannah. She didn't give a damn. By then, Michael and the lawyer knew it was probably a good time for them to leave because Hannah was what we call on one. So they hightail it out of there. Benny talking about, I'm sorry about this, and we'll be in contact. When them people left out that house, she said to Benny, she say, them people, you already been paid for your pain and suffering. Them people paid for your doctor bill. You got a tow yard and you got a house. He was like, that ain't got nothing, that didn't come from them. She said, like hell. She said, this girl done blackmailed that man for $7.4 million. Benny looking at Candace like, is this true? He talking about, she say, he gave it to me. She don't know what she talking about. But the more important thing is why she ain't tell you that Wyatt had hit you. Why didn't she tell you that Wyatt hit you in their car? She said she didn't always know. Candace saying she did. She told Candace, girl, you better shut up talking to me. You better shut up right now. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. I understand that Hannah do be doing a lot toward her daughter. I don't think the way she handles Candace is the best way to handle your child. However, the Bible say, honor thy mother and thy father, or your days on this earth will be cut short. In this scene, she told, if this was real, she just shortened her days. Because After she tell him that, she gets on her knees and she said, I came here to beg you to let me raise your child. She said that child has been running from pillar to post. Then he was in that apartment with that girl. That child needs a stable environment to which he can thrive from, and I'm begging you, please let me take care of him, Candace. Candace looked like she kind of felt that for a minute, but the bitch gonna haul off and say, I would rather have strangers raise him than to see him being raised by you. Well, she decided to add fuel to the fire. She also said, and see you being down on your knees like that, that's what paid for all of this. Baby, Hannah came up off her knees with the power of Jesus in her hand, because she must have slapped what we would like to call the hell out of Candace, okay? Now, Candace, girl, even though you're a little dirty, I'll be trying to roll with you, but in this moment, you crossed me too. She slapped her mama back, and baby, Hannah got like me. Hannah, a short little old thing. You done beat up Mr. Long, but see if you could beat up Hannah. Baby, she jumped on top of Candace and was about to just wring her damn neck, and I was hollering at the TV, you better choke her out. You better make that whole eyes roll back in her head. Because, girl, you don't be disrespectful like that to your mama. Well, Benny pulled them apart. She done. After that, she is done at that moment. And I feel Hannah. Hannah say, what's the date? What's the date? Benny's so slow and scared in this moment. He talking about the day Sunday. She said, what's the date? He said the 14th. She said, Sunday the 14th. She said, all this time I've been praying to the Lord to come and save you and bring you home. And if you wasn't going to bring you in, to cover you in his blood, protect you. She said, but I got something the other day when I went down on my knees to pray for you. I heard something I had never heard before. The Lord told me to stop. She said, and I cried all night long because I knew that my Father would no longer allow me to cover you with my prayers to keep you protected. She said, I'm done. Candace was crying. She crying because she know what her mama telling her is the truth. She also, I don't care how bad they stray, they remember what we taught them as kids, okay? She crying because she knows she got less than 48 hours to live if she don't come up with this main money. She gonna try to be ugly in that moment though to her mama. She said to her mama, she said, well, who's gonna cover you, Hannah? She said, I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. And considering you ain't that close, this me saying it, considering you probably ain't got no relationship with him, you ain't covered in that same blood. She said, Candace decided to be even more mean. She said, okay. And where do you live now? I thought Hannah was going to jump across that table at her again, but she didn't. She said, keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Baby, when a mama point that finger and tell you, keep it up, and walk off, you better be trying to get it together, because, baby, some things is going to happen with you, okay? And it did later on in this episode. We see Oscar call David. He's still down at the jail, standing up there waiting on the call about Veronica being knocked off. And he tell her Veronica's address. Then he goes, once David gets the address, he goes to taking off like, he been running for the last 3 episodes. Jim, like, where you going? He said, I'm going to possibly save your life. Now, let's go to the hotel, to the surrender where they having the big white eye. They noticed Wyatt ain't moving and ain't saying nothing. Remember Wyatt took that hit to the vein and he got dizzy and then he fell out? Well, it was more than him just being Disney, baby. More than the Disney that was going on at that minute. They realized that he could possibly be dead. And they did what all drug users that hook up, especially, I'm telling y'all, I know about that cocaine. I done seen it firsthand. Child, they'll party with you, but let somebody fall out, everybody gonna be trying to get dope and run, okay? They shaking him, trying to see how he doing. You know, is he gonna wake up or whatever? Dude talking about is he dead or not? And then it switches to the scene of the banker going down there to the jail. The banker done told Jim, Candace Young came down here trying to get a $2 million loan. Jim said a bitch done ran through the money already. He said no. Apparently, I don't know. But Jim's like, she can't get no loan like that without collateral. He said that she got collateral, 2 houses and a business. He told Lord, he said, Catherine and I are major shareholders in your company. Give it to her. He's like, what? He was like, yes, give it to her. My wife and I really is what's keeping your bank open, so give it to her. But here's the thing. Go down there in them fine prints and make sure you put in this statement here. That it's a balloon pay. She's going to receive that money with a balloon of 15 days. If she don't pay that money back in 15 days, foreclose on it all. See how quick God got you back, Candace? See how quick he got you back, girl, for being so disrespectful to your mama. Next, we see Miss DeLong going over to Candace's house, poor thing. She ain't got but $55,000 she was able to come up with. Candace like, I ought to whoop your motherfucking... damn, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She know who I am. I mean, she knows she is. I'm sorry, I'm trying. She said, I ought to whoop your butt again for coming in here with that. Well, Miss DeLong said, this is all I could get. And she tell her to go on and leave. But Ms. DeLong trying to find out from her, is you going to come pick up Quincy from the hospital? Candace ain't answered none of this. She telling the woman to leave, and that's what she does. As she's leaving, Veronica is pulling up, and so is Jeffrey, coming from different ends of the neighborhood. Jeffrey pulling up in a cab, Veronica pulling up in her car. Veronica on the phone in her car and called Maggie and tell her to meet her at her house in 15 minutes. Okay? Maggie's stupid. Then she get on the phone and make what sounds like a frantic, you know how the white women, I think I just seen an intruder in my neighbor's yard, you know, whatever, and get a neighbor address so the police on their way there. Now, she gets out that car, Candace is standing by her door, Jeffrey is walking up in the yard, and they trying to figure out, girl, what you here for? She was like, can we go inside? Candace said, like, no, girl, because I can't help you with that hair. Because remember, she's still rocking the natural do. It don't look bad, but, child, it's way below Veronica, okay? Well, she said, this is about Quincy. So at that moment, she let her come in. Now, you got Candace and Jeffrey standing in there trying to figure out, why is my mama here? Candace is trying to figure out, why is she here? Right. This woman goes into this stuff about, is this where Jeffrey been staying? She threw shade at Candace about our house, saying that Candace said she bought the furniture already in the house. Veronica went to sit down. It was too low. She told the girl, that's one sure sign that it's fake. It's a knockoff when it's sitting this low. Well, anyway, she gets to telling Jeffrey, I'm going to need you to come over to the house tomorrow, because Melissa been waiting on you, and I want you and Melissa to live with me until we get this wedding planned. Jeffrey said, oh, I ain't coming over there. You'll be waiting on that. She said, oh, so you still plan on testifying against me? He said, yes, I do. She said, oh, okay. Now, she had this water bottle in her hand the whole time. We think this some water, some Dasani, some Aquafina, if you will. It's not no Dasani, it's not no Aquafina, if you will. She poured this stuff all over this girl's floor. Candace getting mad. Get up out of here, Veronica. Mama gone, leave. She told her, girl, calm down. Just calm down. Jeffrey, I'll be seeing you tomorrow evening at my house. He said, wait on it. She said, okay. And she walks on out of there. Now, Candace and Jeffrey is trying to figure out what is going on. Why is this woman here? And why she pulled this stuff down there? You got Candace trying to step all over it. Jeffrey talking about, is it poison? He talking about, nah. I mean, Candace say, is it poison? He gonna say, nah, my mama wouldn't do that. Child, your mama is crazy as hell. She is crazy as bad shit, okay? Yes, she would. So the wheels in Candace's head trying to turn, because she trying to figure out what the hell would make this woman pour this water down here on my floor. What is this water for? Because we all know Veronica don't do nothing without a purpose, and it dawned on her. Jeffrey, turn the lights off. When he turned them lights off and made it back around that little corner to see down on that floor, her living room was lit up like Christmas, child. Yes, it was. Lit up. Do you hear me? Child, that was luminol. And Veronica knows about Quincy dying there. And that was her way of letting them know, Jeffrey, I still got you by the balls, and Candace walk light. Well, child, finally, DA girl get that call back from John, and they saying they done track wired phone to the hotel. She tell them to go in there and check on him. And we see hotel security go in there, act like they don't see him at first, but then notice him slumped over the bed. And they go over there trying to wake him up, and one guy say he don't get a pulse, and we just shut off right there, okay? So we don't know if Wyatt dead or not, child. Veronica go home. She unlock her door. As she unlocking her door, she know that man in there, because he did not move from behind the piano. He's standing right there in that doorway. So as soon as she open that door, he gonna give her boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Babe, I'm ready for Empire. Ain't no sense in me lying. Boom, 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 boom. I'm so ready for the 30th, child. That review gonna be up that night. Ain't no sense in me lying. But anyway, child, when she unlocked that door, she see the cop coming. So she sashays over there and gets to introducing herself. See, she building her alibi is what she doing. Telling him that, you know, she the new neighbor. She thought she saw a man go in her neighbor backyard. The officer saying that he didn't see anything. And do she know the neighbor? She's explaining she just moved in the neighborhood. While all of that conversation they're going on, here comes Maggie Day. We hear her say, oh, that's my friend Maggie. Miss Day gets out the car with her simple self. And she goes and she decides that she's going to tell Maggie, go on in the house. I'll be with you in just a minute when I finish this. Now, why Maggie wasn't surprised or taken aback or at least suspicious is beyond my understanding. I have no idea why Maggie didn't feel some kind of way, but she did. Maggie go to that door, and we see her study looking over there at Veronica, but that ain't stopping her from not opening the door. Child, she opened that door. Her eyes buck because she see the shooter. He see her, and we hear a pow, and the screen goes black. And that's where they left us. We don't know if Maggie done got shot. I'm sure Tyler gonna come up with a way to spin this to well, we all wrong, child. All of us gonna be wrong in what we thinking. But that was the end of the have and the have-nots until June 21st. So we gonna see what they gonna all be doing. You know, I guess everybody's stuck in animated suspense until June the 21st when they come back and they let us know what exactly happened on this episode. I appreciate everybody that's been watching my reviews. My numbers have gone up on my views for the have and have nots. I thank each and every one of you for that. I'm the type of person when I feel like I want to do something, I don't care if my numbers, if I had 50 views, I would continue doing this because this is the part of doing these YouTube videos that I really enjoy. It's when I can have the conversations like this. So with that being said, I'll see you guys back for have and have nots on June the 21st, Lord's willing. In the meantime, in between time, oh, I forgot my own catch saying. Let me do it again. In the meantime, in between time, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys back for the next video. Peace.